Hi everybody, welcome back inside the CrossFit Update Studios. Sean Woodland and Tommy Marquez continuing to get you set for the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games. We are now less than 4 weeks away from those. Today we are turning our attention to the 35 to 49-year-old women's categories. And when you look at these age groups, we're starting to see athletes that we watched as individuals now trickle into these competitions. And it is still pretty incredible what these athletes are capable of doing.
And it certainly raises the level of competition as far as the Masters competition goes, brings more fanfare, more excitement to the competition. And this year in particular with these divisions, we have some champions moving around, some not returning, and that really adds a lot of question marks in terms of results we could see at the games.
We will be with you each week leading up to the 2018 Reebok CrossFit Games. Here's what is on tap this week from the Update Studio. Today we are focusing on the women's 35 to 49-year-old age groups. Tomorrow we will talk about the men. On Thursday, Tommy is here with a Masters edition of Inside the Leaderboard, and then on Friday we catch up with the defending 35 to 39-year-old champion via Skype, Kyle Kasperbauer. Let's start with the women's 35 to 39-year-old division, and this one is loaded with familiar names, especially at the top of the leaderboard after the age group online qualifier. Anna Tobias comes in as the top seed. She's 10 points ahead of Samantha Briggs. Elia Navarro and Kelly Holm are separated by just 8 points, and then Kirsten Pedri is one of the 3 women who competed at the games last year as an individual. She is the 9th seed. We mentioned that some of those familiar names are starting to trickle in here, and this age group is definitely the showcase for a lot of those names. Samantha Briggs, an individual last year, finished 9th at the games, making her 6th individual appearance in 2017. She is now a master. Then Anna Tobias, who comes in as the top seed, and then Kirsten Pedri, also last year at the CrossFit Games as an individual. And common sense would tell you that these 3 are the favorites now to win this competition.
Yeah, no doubt. You just seeing them wear last year's individual competition jerseys kind of tells you that these women are legit. I think this is the marquee matchup as far as Masters competition goes, and it starts right at the top. Sam Briggs, what else can she do as far as her competition goes? She's the Open champion, a regional champion, an individual CrossFit Games champion, and now has the opportunity to add the Masters champion under her resume. If she's healthy, if that elbow that she had repaired is healthy, I can almost guarantee that she would be a podium threat there. Anna Tobias has 5 consecutive trips as an individual to the CrossFit Games. Twice she was inside the top 10 overall. She's one of the best outside of the box CrossFitters doing well at games level programming like the O course, cyclocross type stuff. And then Kirsten Pedri, a year after finally breaking through to the games as an individual, has her probably best chance to maybe actually add some hardware in terms of a CrossFit Games medal is concerned. With all that's happened in the offseason with her beloved grandma Betty, I think it would be a great story if she were able to do that for her this year at the games.
Meanwhile, in the 40 to 44-year-old division, the woman who won the 35 to 39-year-old division has aged up. That is Stephanie Waugh. She and Erin Carter are tied in points, but Carter had one more first place finish than Waugh. That's why she gets the tiebreak and comes in as the top seed. Then Helen Harding is not competing this year. She was the number 3 seed, and she is the defending champion, but Stephanie Waugh comes in as the overwhelming favorite to win this division and rack up her 2nd straight Masters title.
You're a sports fan, right?
I am.
There's a term that comes in college sports for the powerhouse programs where they're from year to year. They're not rebuilding, they're just reloading. And that's what it feels like with this division, exchanging one Masters champion, Helen Harding, for another, and Stephanie Waugh aging up into this category after winning it last year in the 35 to 39 division. And she's built herself quite the resume since 2013. 6 trips to regionals as 3 as an individual, 3 as a team. She's gone to the games as a team. She's got a gold medal around her neck from last year. I think it is worthy to note that she tied Erin Carter in points for the Masters online qualifier, but she beat Erin at all 3 stages of competition last year. So like you said, she is the prohibitive favorite.
We still have to run the race here, though. Who is someone who might be able to give her a run for the money for that top spot on the podium?
There's an athlete who was right behind her last year who's also aged up from the 35 to 39 division. That's Joey Kimden. Joey was 2nd in the 35 to 39 division. She got a silver medal last year for her efforts. I think she performs better at the games that she does in the earlier stages. If you look at her right now, she was 7th after the Masters online qualifier and 2nd in the Open, so not necessarily the best performance, but she did this last year. Last year she was 18th in the Open, 11th in the qualifier, then shows up big when it counts on game day at the games. Not to mention, Joey Kimden actually qualified as an individual for that stacked West Regional where we combined a bunch of stuff. She was out there competing, throwing down with women basically half her age, so I think she's definitely a threat.
Let's go to the 45 to 49-year-old division where we will be crowning a new champion in this age group. Cheryl Bross is the defending champ, but she will not be competing in Madison this year. Nicole Abbott edges out Amanda Allen for the top spot by just 4 points, and it's pretty close at the top. 4th through 7th are separated by just 20 points. So with Bross not returning now, who is the favorite in this division?
Well, if you look at the top of the leaderboard, you start with Nicole Abbott, right? She's the top athlete after the qualifier, and she's another great example of the type of renaissance in terms of careers go that athletes can have when they're the younger athlete in the division. Nicole's been around. She's been on the fringe in terms of being a games athlete in the 40 to 44 division since 2014. This year is her first time in the 45 to 49. She has her best finish in the Open, her best finish ever in the qualifier, and now she has an opportunity to back that up and showcase what she's got on the biggest stage, and she's got a tall order filling Cheryl Bross' shoes.
Yeah, you mentioned Bross is out. We've talked about that, but there is another veteran in the mix here in Amanda Allen who would have a really good chance of maybe winning this thing.
Yeah, she's a bit of a maverick here. I feel like there's a lot of question marks about what type of Amanda Allen we can see at the games here. But you look at her resume again. She's a multi-year CrossFit Games champion in the 40 to 44 division. She's finished on the podium in that division 3 times. But she is very outspoken in her need to take some time away from the sport to focus on other things for her own mental and physical health as well. But if she's at the top of her game, she has proven time and time again that she can win at the highest level at the games, which makes her a threat if she's at her top form coming into Madison.
Now, the women's masters competition are going to be a lot of fun to watch. And this year at the CrossFit Games, we are doing the exact same thing as we did last year. Reebok is offering their Pick'em Challenge. You can go to Reebok.com/Pick'em. You need to pick all 10 men, all 10 women, and all top 5 teams. If you get them in their correct order in every single division, you will win not $1, but $2 million, as no one last year was able to fill out a perfect bracket. So we have rolled the prize money over. $2 million if you pick all 25 of those placements perfectly. So go to Reebok.com/Pick'em to enter that. And remember, games tickets are still available. You can buy festival tickets. You will be able to see everything if you get a festival ticket. You just will not be able to get into the Coliseum, but don't fear, because there are plenty of areas around the venue where you can watch all of the action, so you will not miss anything. And remember, Dave Castro just recently announced that basically all the team competition is going to be outdoors, so you will miss none of that. And if you need help finding a place to stay, you can go to CrossFitHotels.com. We've got you covered from every angle as far as your tickets and your accommodations are concerned. That's going to do it for us for today. For Tommy Marquez, I'm Sean Woodland. We'll be back tomorrow to take a look at the men's field in the 35 to 49-year-old age groups.